I'm not gonna lie, that nigga was singing his ass off. Alright, beat breakdown. Today I'm making a beat out of a loop from the CxdyCxdy chord. If you don't know what that is, the CxdyCxdy chord, I think it's CxdyCxdy, his producer Discord, and there's a bunch of talented producers in here. Today I'm going into the Discord, picking a loop and flipping it. Looking at the Discord, you can see there's a lot of loops. They have mainstream artist loops, they have underground artist loops, and then they have like genres, and they also got midis and all this other cool producer stuff. So hop in there if you're not in there. The loop I picked today is this loop right here. I'm not gonna lie, that nigga was singing his ass off, and I was like, I have to hop on. So this is the loop here. It was at 60 BPM. I changed the BPM to 120, and all that really does is instead of having it fill 1 4-bar, it's the same melody, just filling 2 4 bars or an 8 bar. This is what the loop sounds like when I pulled it in. What I did then was I reversed it. I pitched it up from 400 cents. I stretched it instead of keeping it at 120 BPM, beats per minute. I stretched it to 137. And that right there gets me this loop. So that sounded cool to me. I went through the loop and picked sections that I liked. I ended up stumbling across this section right here. I liked how they had the trumpets there, or the horns, and then I liked the way this nigga was singing his ass off, like I said before. So I chose that section right there. I went and picked the pieces out that I liked and came up with this chop right here. And that just repeats for the chorus part of the beat. But in my opinion, it was kind of dry and boring, so I went and threw some effects on it. Started off with a little EQ, cut out the low end, cut out a little bit of these frequencies. This is where the vocal is going to sit, so I wanted to dip that a little bit, so if anybody hops on the beat, you can actually hear them. And this was just annoying me, so I dipped that out too. This is what it sounds like without the EQ. In my opinion, cleans it up a little bit more for the sound I was going for. Then I turned around and threw Shaperbox on it, Shaperbox 3. Golden plugin, I promise you. I threw a time little step thingy on it. I don't even know what to call it, a time parameter. But all I did was had a few steps. Basically, when it drops down right here, it essentially starts back at the top of the loop for this whole little section. And then when it cuts back up right here, it goes back to where it was normally supposed to be. So now if you listen to it, you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. Then that's really it. I feel like it gives it more motion, makes it more lively. Then I threw this little liquid preset. Honestly, I have no clue what this does, but it adds a weird like chorus flanger, phaser, blah 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 effect, and it just makes things sound wider and a little more alien-like, I guess. I don't even know. But I just threw that on there, and it sounds good. I just went with this preset right here too, because like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just experimenting, trying to add more character to the loop. And this is what that sounds like. If you listen closely, it kind of like tickles the high end. It plays around with the high end a lot, and I really like what it did. And then I threw a filter on it right here. It's really just a sweep. I went with the sweep preset, and then I just cut it down a little because I didn't like how much it swept. And I also put it in the 1/8 time thingy, and that sounds like this. Oh, I also forgot to mention, yeah, for the filter, it's only affecting the high end, so past 135K. And like I said, it gives it that like that wavy feel. Then what I did, I threw a little limiter on it, but I'm not really limiting with it. I'm using it more so for the compressor. I pulled it down. I was really just trying to bring the average, I guess, volume of the loop together. So I just threw the compressor on there just to keep it a little more even, a little more level, and that's that. Now for the drums. Oh, and shout out to Prod K9 _2, because that's the loop maker. Shout out to him. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about everything else. I started off with the 808s for this beat. It's just this simple, easy. The pattern I went for is also simple, nothing crazy. And this right here sounds like a mistake, but I did that on purpose to keep people like engaged, and also because I like the way it sounds in context with the rest of the drums, which you'll hear later on. But now for the hi-hats, a simple pattern. This is the hi-hat sound, something pretty simple, quick. There's a lot of space in this pattern because I was going for like a bouncy kind of drum pattern. You want to keep it, you know, spacious and let everything work with each other. A few little rolls, but just listen to it. I could have spiced it up a little more, but like I'm trying to keep it kind of simple because the melody itself is already crazy. You don't want to have a crazy melody and crazy drums because then you get a crazy fucking headache. Snare, simple, no lie snare. Hits halfway through every bar. And then a little bit of variation here at the end. Nothing crazy with any of these drums. They're really simple, but together they come together and they work really well. Add for a bouncy drum pattern. And I'm gonna play all of it together. That's really it. Like I said, simple. They play together really well, really nicely. Now I'm gonna play it in context with the melody and just listen up. And then for the second part, I have a different part of the melody that I pulled out. It sounds honestly really similar to the other melody, but it's just thinner. It holds a little less weight, which allows me to do what I do with the 808s and add crazier 808s. But this is what the second part of the melody sounds like. This is the verse part. That's really it, nothing crazy. Hi-hats and snare stay exactly the same for this section of the beat. I switched to a different 808 to, you know, freshen things up. This is the 808 I switched to. Really a lot more bass. Honestly, essentially no kick. So for the pattern, I went with something smooth. I also made sure that it played with the snare and the hi-hats too. So it wasn't just like something I copied and pasted and slapped on top of the beat. See, there's a lot of slides in it to give it more character, to give it more movement. Just sounds nice. But I'm going to play that in context with the rest of the drums. And I'm going to play that whole section in context together. So here's the whole verse all together. Really it. So now we're gonna talk arrangement, and I stress this every video. I'm always gonna be talking arrangement because when I first started out as a producer, I would make these beats. They'd show you how to make a 4-bar loop, and after the 4-bar loop, they just clap, dust off their hands, and tell you you're good. But that's not a beat. A great beat can be ruined by bad arrangement. I sound like a lame teacher right now, bro. Oh my god. For the intro, I really just took the first 4 bars of the verse. So these 4 bars of the verse of the melody, and repeating them twice. No drums, no anything. All there is the tag at the end to drop into the beat. And I'm gonna play that for y'all. Next section is the chorus part. It's the main melody that I sliced out of the sample. Hi-hat, snares, and 808s. That repeats for 16 bars. Then it goes into the verse that I showed you guys already. Then right here, it switches back to the chorus. And now that hits better. Yeah, so here, just a little bit of playing around with the pattern, and this is why I say arrangement can really make or break a beat, because you can go from a boring transition, a boring beat drop, to a crazy fire one in the span of 3-4 clicks if you know what you're doing. And that can make a simple beat into a great beat. that bounces back into the chorus. After the chorus, it's the verse again twice, but in the second half of the verse, it's no drums, and that's the outro. So like I said, it's a simple beat. The arrangement really is what makes it. That's the video. That's how you flip a Discord loop. If you have any other video ideas that you might want to see me do, comment them down below. If you have any questions, comment them down below. You can hit me up on my IG for any type of thing, drum kits, this, that, and the third. I'm here to help, always. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that came before me making these YouTube videos, and that's the reason why I'm turning around and making these YouTube videos as well. So, you know, I appreciate anybody that watches, like and comment, and hey, hail the market.